Manager Director of the Mod Art International Sri Lanka, joining with us today. Ms. Niroshani joining with us today. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you? Yes. Ms. Niroshani, could you tell a little bit about this event? You call it the International Graduate Fashion Spectacle for a reason. Could you explain that reason?
Yes, the reason why we don't just call it as a fashion show or a fashion week is because we would be changing the face of the event every year to make it interesting for the audience and also to have a lot of variety coming in every year.
Right, so let's make it clear. Is it going to be a fashion show, or is it something else that can have lasting for a few days, not just one day?
Yeah, it's not just a one day's event. We just began yesterday the whole program, starting with a conference and a talk show, and these all related to fashion and technology, the design, and also the latest technology, how it gets involved with design. And the key over here is that international graduates who are graduating this year in 2017 are the ones who are participating.
So you're getting participants from other countries as well at the same time, not just one. That's why I call it international.
Yes, that's right.
So how many countries are participating? And
we have 5 countries participating, and then the 6th is Sri Lanka. 12 participants this year. So 5 from Sri Lanka and 7 from other countries like India, France, England, Germany, Pakistan, and I've forgotten the last one.
Yeah, so
it's going to be interesting. Actually, when we speak of the different countries that are coming into Sri Lanka and participating in this event, how do you think that the organizing work needs to be managed? And I believe a lot of things are really in place right at the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And I should say that the Embassy of France was very supportive, getting other embassies together, sending the message across to the rest of the countries. And we did not restrict, as Mod Art International is a widely spread campus all around the world, but still we did not restrict to only our campus. And all these students who have come from abroad, from different countries, from various different universities, and the embassies have actually looked into the best of their country. So it was a lot of hard work, but then we have a good team working for us. And since we've been in the fashion industry for the past 17 years, educating and then doing fashion shows and organizing this kind of events, this was all right. I mean, it was able to be handled. So far, all going good.
Okay.
So when we speak of the other institutions that you all are collaborating with in organizing this event, if you mind tell us how the planning process is happening, especially with the Institute of Sri Lanka when it comes to the fashion designing spectrum and...
Okay, the whole organizing happens with Lanka Institute of Fashion Technology and Mod Art International Sri Lanka branch. That is basically us in Sri Lanka. And this is in partnership with the Embassy of France. And we open the opportunities to the rest of the world. So the organizing happens all in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's quite great because you're actually getting so many cultures together where their fashion trends are identical, where they are actually indigenous to their own countries and trends. So I'm just actually looking at your schedule when it comes to your spectrum. It's actually on the 6th you had something called the Fashion and Apple Talk Show. And also today you're having the factory visit, as you mentioned. So can you explain and also let the viewers know how has it been so far when it comes to this event from the 6th?
Okay, actually we started on the 5th evening. We had a welcome night for all the international participants, and there are staff have come from different universities as well to participate. So it was at the French ambassador's residence. And that was our first meeting. And after that, yesterday morning, we had a fashion and apparel talk show where 2 companies presented their latest technology that was involved in fashion and what they could share with the graduates from all around the world. But over here again, what we are trying to do is to show the international graduates what Sri Lanka can offer them. And if they want those services from here, we need to have the links to be shared. Technology, design ideas, everything. So the talk show went really well, and it was very interesting to see how the young graduates wanted to know if they could actually order online or work with these companies from their countries through in the future for their design collections. And yesterday evening we had the fitting sessions with the models, and everything was perfect, and we are all ready for the fashion show. So today early morning they left to Biagama.
Okay.
That is to, they would be visiting Lanka to see the French lace manufacturing in Sri Lanka, and then they would be going to MAS, Intimo, then Rapid and Silhouette. So they are all like seamless garments, the cup moldings of lingerie, the bras. So they would be seeing everything what Sri Lanka can offer to the maximum that we can give within a short time period.
Well, when we speak of the garment industry in Sri Lanka, it has actually reached a pinnacle over the past years, and it has been popularized among different other countries and so on. So when you speak of the new technologies that are really come into operation with regards to the fashion industry, where do we stand as Sri Lanka?
Oh, Sri Lanka has a lot to offer the world, because I think most of the high street brands and some of the top brands actually in the field are manufactured here. We may not see it day to day, but then we being in the industry, we know. So that's what we want students to go and have a look.
Exactly, because it's like in my opinion, it's like a hidden industry. You never know what's happened, but we know it's happening because it's bringing so many foreign investment and everything else into the country. So that is what she highlighted. And also would like to know that now, according to your schedule, on the 8th you're going to be having some workshops. Now I would like to ask you, so is anyone allowed to participate in these workshops, or do you have any specific crowd where you have invited them or something?
Yes, for the workshops actually it's this year we decided to do batik because it's a Sri Lankan craft that we should share with the rest of the world. So these designers will go for this batik workshop which would be conducted at Maravilla at the Eric Suryasena Batiks. At this moment we did not really allow outsiders to participate on these workshops because we had to keep certain numbers restricted.
I think we have a lot
we have a lot if we just open it to the public. But next year onwards we would be managing it a little bigger, that we would widen it a little more. But for this year, because we would be giving them to sample one-to-one and to understand and actually have hands-on experience tomorrow. So we want to just leave it to the foreign team and also the graduating designers who are participating from Sri Lanka.
And Niroshani, if I may ask you now, when you speak of this event, there are different segments that are happening, and a lot of undergraduates and also graduates are planning to take part from different other countries as well. So how did the selection procedure really come into operation when it comes to the people who can really participate, especially the undergraduates?
Okay, we sent the applications to the embassy, the relevant embassies in Sri Lanka, and they themselves decided where it was going in their particular country. So we were not involved in the initial process actually to decide, okay, from Germany this particular campus should come over. So it was clearly kept for the embassies to decide. And then we had applications coming in. So the particular universities that was given the opportunity from each country, they had their shortlisted best graduates portfolios sent to us. So we had a team in our office that we evaluated the portfolios and looked at what's the best that we could take from each country. And also we have looked at what they could give as a designer to bring out their country from their particular nation, just to share with design ideas and to have a lot of variety.
So Niroshani, we also would like to share a video of one of the participants, delegate who is going to be here. So let's talk a little bit about him or her before we show the video to our viewers, so that they would get inspired as well. Especially there are many more students who are really interested in this fashion designing arena in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. Actually, why I basically wanted to share that with you all, it's not been revealed at the moment. It will be all shown on the day of the event, on the 9th. See, this event on the 9th is not just going to be a fashion show, just like catwalk of models. So we would be using these videos to introduce every designer.
Right.
And every person has brought in something very unique. So when you look at now the video that you would see of Zainab from Pakistan, and she has brought beautiful fabric development into her designs, and it is very international, the collection. And Zainab would explain what her procedures were developing the collection, and what you're going to see is what you would see on the 9th on the catwalk. So she was a participant from Pakistan.
Okay.
All right, that's amazing. So let's take a look at this and let's talk about it when we come back.
Hi, my name is Zainab Khalid and I'm from Pakistan. I've recently graduated from Pakistan Institute of Fashion and Design, Lahore. PIFD not only gave me the platform to explore many mediums, but also has given and allowed me to broaden my horizons through workshops, fashion parades, and exposure that opened my eyes to a well-lit society of Pakistan. I've witnessed and learned the growing acceptance in my society that was primarily the basis of my collection that speaks of breaking monotony in a very experimental way. I've chose numbers and making equations that helped me drafting graphs. The patterns were derived from these graphs were taken as reference for the silhouettes. I've chosen high contrasting fabrics such as neoprene and soft shell. Jacquard knitted fabric was specially designed featuring the texture of a packing tape. These two fabrics were blended together to break the ordinary feel. I feel so happy and contented to be the part of IGFS. It has given us an opportunity to showcase our collection internationally. It has also given us a chance to explore different areas and to connect with people around the globe.
Right, so that's amazing, and it's really nice to see how the different cultures, especially Zainab is from Pakistan, and she is coming up with her innovative ideas in order to put this in place in the fashion industry. So how do you think that these students can really sustain themselves in the industry when after they graduate and when they come into the industry with their own ideas, especially to come up with their own ideas and make sure that it sustains is not something easy. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is the whole reason of bringing this event together, because instead of just trying to stand on your own, what I feel is if you do things together, you're more stronger. And the idea of bringing these designers from Europe, we have 3 European countries also participating this time, the European design cultures and also the Asian design cultures together. These graduates can actually join hands. Maybe we can have fabrics that's produced in Milan, and a local Sri Lankan designer could be using it, or maybe like an Indian designer would go for something very French. So it's the whole idea about when they graduate, to show them that only their country is not their market. The big market of fashion. I mean, everybody wants fashion. Yeah. Some people tend to misunderstand this word, thinking that it's basically for models, it's basically for the top end. No, everybody wears clothes. I mean, every morning, the first thing that you do is decide what you want for the day. So the industry is vast and it's international. What we want these designers to do is to join hands together, share the know-how or the technical expertise of each country, and also have cross-cultural links developed.
Right. So Niroshani, another question that came to my mind was now, this venture you're taking, this initiation you're taking as a managing director of this company, is something that anyone could have done given they have the resource and everything. But you did it. You decided to go ahead with this venture, this initiation that you took place. As a lady who's in this industry, why do you think it's important and why did you want to do this? I mean, it's not. I'm not asking about the benefits, but I'm just asking you why you did it.
Okay, I myself was a designer. 17 years ago, before I started the school in Sri Lanka, I saw that there was a passion always in me. I was very creative in many areas, but I took fashion as my career, and I was very focused from the day that I started learning. And as I got into education, I wanted to share the knowledge with the rest. So that's why Lanka Institute of Fashion Technology is standing all these years and was able to actually do something for the country. I myself did not want to make it bigger with just thinking of very personal gains. That's the reason that this name of the institute is Lanka Institute of Fashion Technology. So 17 years ago, I had a vision that I want to bring our country to the rest of the world to be known in the fashion industry. So it is happening finally. This idea of doing this huge project, it's actually a lot of work, and then a very big project, even financially or even physically, the manpower that you have to put into. I think it's a passion, and also I would love to see the young designers taking another step forward. Because I was a designer, and then I wanted to share this with the rest of the world.
Well, that's amazing. And finally, what would be the message that you would like to give for those other youngsters? Probably there are many people who really want to get into the fashion industry, Niroshani, but the thing is, how they can sustain is always a question. But as you rightly mentioned, doing what you love to do is very important. So what would be the message that you would like to convey?
Okay, the business of fashion is not just making clothes. It's very vast and it's very wide. And we discussed this yesterday after the apparel talk show. And everybody doesn't have to be a designer who would just sketch clothes or maybe make clothes. The industry has a lot of opportunities. It could be to the fashion business, the retail, and a lot more. So these young designers should find their niche and then their talent in what they should be doing. It's like, for an example, if I look at myself, I'm not making clothes, but I try to mold new designers, and then I try to make opportunities for them and also give them business knowledge. So everybody has to look at their talent and then do what they are passionate about, and also see the market needs and where the business are going forward.
Right. So that's the beauty of creating beauty in a design in an industry that is already beautiful. Well, thank you, Ms. Niroshani Leanage, for coming in. She's the managing director for the Modart International in Sri Lanka, and she joined and explained a lot about the fashion and how it's going to happen when it comes to international graduate fashion spectacle that will be taking place. It's already taking place in Sri Lanka these days. So thank you so much, and we like to wish you good luck and also the best of everything when it comes to development of this industry in the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. And with that, it's time to wind up our program on Rise and Shine today. And we hope you enjoyed as we enjoyed presenting it to you. And we would see you same time, same place tomorrow as well. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.